strong woman, a caring mother, a thought leader, founder, and CEO of an e-commerce company. She sets the bar high up. I'm proud to introduce the lead of my series of inspirational stories. May I request Dr. Nilofer to take you through a journey.
Hi, Paya. It's really, really exciting to be here and to talk to you. I'd love to share a little bit about where I'm from and how I got here and what has inspired me along the way. So a little bit of an introduction on myself. I'm actually Indian by heritage, but Australian by identity. So my family moved to Australia when I was quite young and I grew up there. And you know, as a kid, I was a complete tomboy. I have a brother who I kind of worshipped. We're very close in age, and so I sort of grew up in a very male household, I guess. My brother and my dad are both engineers, and my mum is an incredibly strong woman who always said to me that there's nothing in life that should hold you back, and she supported me no matter what I wanted to do. So I actually ended up in school, going to university and also studying engineering. I did a dual bachelor's degree in engineering and science. And this was quite surprising to my family because in school I was, always out doing athletics and drama and debate and really didn't care for my academic results at all. So ending up in university doing science and engineering was quite a surprise. I actually went on to do my PhD in engineering as well. Which was quite eye-opening since it was so male-dominated. And academics, for those who have been in academics, know that it can be quite political. And so that was quite the interesting journey. I learned a lot, of course. And I think the main thing that I got out of it was keep persevering and don't give up. If there's something you believe in and you want to do, persevere and don't give up. Because there's people who are going to hold you back or try to hold you back or tell you can't do something. But the biggest barrier is yourself. If there's something you want to do, just don't give up, be tenacious. Sometimes just holding out longer than others would hold out is what gives you the edge. Anyways, I pursued academics for a little while and I stayed at university and taught for a few years as well. And then I realized that as much as I liked the research side of it, if I really wanted to make a difference, I had to go out into the private sector. And really see how you could use capitalism to do good. So I actually started my own business. I started a small app development consultancy with a friend of mine. We did that for a couple of years. But then actually my husband and I decided I'm with my husband in the process. And we decided to actually move overseas. So we traveled around Europe for a little while, ended up in Amsterdam, both started working here. And I realized that, I loved the private sector. I loved the private sector because the private sector had the resources to actually do big things and make real changes. And I also realized that there was so much room within the tech sector for women like myself. I realized how male dominated it was, but to be honest, I never saw that as a disadvantage. And I know maybe I'm privileged to look at it that way. But for me, I'm opinionated and I had something to say. And being part of a big organization, whether male dominated or not, I found a platform to actually share those ideas. And I almost thought of it as an advantage being a woman, because when I did open my mouth and speak, I was the only woman in the room. And as long as I was bold enough to speak, people would listen. That was my experience. I know not a lot of people don't have that experience. There were times where I was petrified. But I always at the back of my head that really sometimes all you have to do is hold out longer than people who would give up. And you'll get it. You'll make it. You'll get there. I moved from one career to another. I joined a startup as a chief operating officer last year. Again, a very, very male-dominated environment. Not only that, but I was also the only person of color. And I must admit that was very intimidating, especially when you join a startup culture where you're really trying to, move the needle and you're fighting very big competitors. It can be very intimidating to be in a boys' club. And I tried to change the culture and change the environment. And I believe I was successful to a certain extent, but I also realized that I was getting frustrated And I realized that if I wanted to really change the industry and show what leadership should be like, show how a company that's led by women and owned by women can be so incredibly successful, the only way I was going to do that was if I actually took the risk and the plunge and did it on my own. So I decided to start my own company, which is primarily women-owned and women-led, to show that really anybody can make a difference and anybody can change the world. And so that's the journey I'm on now. So it's a company I started in November last year. We only launched a month ago, and it's growing incredibly well. And that's what I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to prove that leadership should be feminine. There should be emotion and empathy involved in the businesses that we do. Businesses should be personal. And all the qualities that make us feminine and make us female are so powerful in today's day and age, and we shouldn't shy away from them. And I know if I can make it successful, then people will hopefully redefine what leadership means in today's society. Thanks, Taya.
Thanks for sharing your story, Nilofer. You truly are inspiration. You have so much of confidence, resilience, emotional quotient, and passion to excel. It's tremendous. Thank you.